Coming up next on Talk is Cheap, we talk about Hy-Brasil, a island lost, but I think I might have found it. Oh, that, and there's some UFOs and some rabbits involved. You're going to love this one. Welcome to Talk is Cheap. My name is Dusty Long, and I'm back. With me, as always, well, with me at least, as always, is
Dan Hohlfeld.
How you feeling today, Dan?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Just got to get this fucking winter over with, or just about there.
No shit. I'm getting really tired of that cold weather. I fucking hate it. And, of course, with us, as always, sometimes.
Yep. Brad Smith.
Yeah. What you don't know is
Alias.
Pete had to go by an alias.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I had to.
You got too deep down that rabbit hole.
Unfortunately, just by saying that you change your name and your identity, you just can't do that. You actually have to fill out paperwork and stuff.
But
so
you can just claim you're a woman, though, and that works.
yeah, like I am identifying as my female counterpart.
That's strange. And
Yeah.
yet, well,
That's weird start to the show this
Yeah,
evening. Dusty.
absolutely. Yeah. So today we're going to cover a story that was given to, or was suggested to us by Lauren Hansen, who I've been in contact with. I think Dan has been too. Yep.
She's actually going to come on pretty soon.
Really? Yeah, she's a great gal, and she wanted to know if we would cover Hy-Brasil. And I've done a little research into this in the past, and I thought it was a great idea. So I did some more, and what I kind of rediscovered was some good information that I'm really thrilled for. But now, let me give you a little history. Hy-Brasil was a mysterious island. It's one of the second most, talked about, I would suppose. First you have, of course, is Atlantis. And we all know about Atlantis. If I got to get into a documentary on that, I can't. But everyone knows about it, right? Hy-Brasil is a island that is off the coast of Ireland. It has been, I got some notes here. It was talked about and on nautical maps for a very long time, as early as 1325 by some cartographer whose name I'm not even going to try to murder. The name Hy-Brasil is, the meaning of the word means High King of the World. And in my research, this is what I found interesting is we all know Shangri-La too, right? Which isn't an island, but a mystical place. It's supposed to be on another plane of existence. And Shangri-La... the theory is that the
Different dimension.
Yeah, different dimension.
Okay.
Is that the High King of the world, or of the dimension, I don't know, it depends on what you read, actually lives in Shangri-La.
I'm guessing there's some variation in there.
Oh, you
yeah.
should get some variation in this too. So let me give you a little history. So since 1325, this has been on nautical maps. It's supposed to only be, depending on where you read, you can only see it every 7 years. The next year you'll be able to see it will be 2019. So if we happen to be off the coast of Ireland in 2019, we'll go out there and check it out, right? Some say you can. It only like rises out of the sea every 7 years, but most of the stuff I read said that it's shrouded in fog, but it's only clear to see every 7 years. So
is it potentially there right now if we had a boat and knew where to go?
Potentially. And I have covered another island off of Australia in a very early show, if you remember, that they can't find.
Oh, yeah, that one with the boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they found that one. There's another one off there that they can't find. And then every time they go out there, they think it's some kind of military thing, which I can cover at a different time. But anyway, so this island is actually pretty interesting because not only has it been found a few times, and two popes actually have actually said they've seen it. It's been on
recent
many maps.
popes?
These are old popes.
Okay.
The kind of popes you don't even know about.
Right,
It's
right.
like
Yeah,
Pope
right.
whatever.
The old
Whatever.
popes.
It's like
The
the
old
first 30 presidents,
Spanish.
The middle.
Yeah, the middle presidents. Sorry.
There was a Spanish diplomat in 1497 that reported to the Catholic monarchs in Spain that John Cabot, the first European to visit North America since the Vikings, had discovered in the past by the man from Bristol who found Brazil. So it's it's just weird because this isn't just like we have Atlantis that was apparently only visited by what was his name?
Cortez?
No.
Magellan?
No. Aristotle, thank you. one of those.
We got the
But
peanut
anyway, you're-
gallery.
yeah, you're-
Trying not to get loud.
That's fine.
That's the same one you forgot before. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm really good at this.
TC's the backup
Yeah,
band tonight.
yeah,
you know?
I brought him with me because I started early. So, so Atlantis really only was visited apparently by one person and reported upon. This has been reported upon by 7 or 8 different type of people.
Explorer type seafaring
Yep,
folk
seafaring
kind of thing.
folk. One guy was moving from France to Ireland, said he came across it. Now, the story behind it is kind of interesting. They say that the first people that said they actually landed on this island said that there was a city with gold roofs and golden domes, and that the people there were using advanced technology. They were using sound vibrations to lift large rocks, kind of like we've talked about with
that Coral Castle down in
Coral
Florida.
Castle,
Boy,
they say-
that comes up in a lot of different areas, doesn't it? Wow, that's African stuff too.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because Egypt, they say that the pyramids are built the same way and that type of thing. They say that they're hugely advanced. The reason why it's shrouded in fog, or they say it reappears and disappears, right in front of your eyes, is because they have some kind of technology that keeps you from, seeing it.
It's like that island in Lost,
Ah, yeah, very true.
right?
There's also another guy that said him and his ship was a foggy night. They ended up, docking there. They said there was large black rabbits everywhere. Now, of course, the first time I read it, I thought like 7 foot tall, walking upright type of rabbits. I don't know why, but I don't know how much I drank that night.
Anthropomorphized them. Yeah,
Must be what you're scared of, huh?
Yeah, no. And they said they were met by an older man that took him into a castle that he lives on his own, and he showered him with silver and gold, which is interesting because the first people that said that it was a civilization, they were given silver and gold, and then left. So you have this consistency where people keep on going there, but the consistency kind of stays that it was been found. That's about it. Now, the interesting thing about the island itself is it's circular. It's usually drawn as a circle or a star shape with either cut in half or has a very deep kind of bay into it. So that's about as the island goes, it's very interesting, but I really want to get into the second part of this because it's phenomenal. Okay, so this is the Daily Star.
I don't like those ads. Jesus Christ.
So anyway, I always try to look up the most recent article that I
I don't
can
know
find.
about you. That volleyball one looks pretty interesting. Sorry, go ahead. I got distracted.
That's the one I was playing. Anyway, I always try to look up the most recent articles on these things because I want the most up to date.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you always look for
And then
something recent.
And I also try to look for the debunking because I'm a skeptic. I need to have that in my hand type. Now, how do I scroll? Just scroll it down?
Other way.
Oh, other way. It can't be like fucking normal. Anyway.
Oh, I've moved it.
So,
Flip it upside down, Dusty.
yeah, that'll work for me. So there it is on the map.
Oh, look
right?
at that, and it's even labeled.
Yep, it is labeled Brazil.
And that's from like a 1300?
That I actually have that map. I think that one's from.
That one says maps drawn up from 1374 to
That one looks like this map that I have. That is
It's-
1595. If it's the same one, yep, looks the same one. 1595. All right, so. Goddamn, I'm gonna keep on rolling that back. So here it is. It's been on maps from 1374, like I said, to 19.
Can I interject something right here?
Go right ahead.
I want to also point out like a spooky coincidence. Remember when we did the show on the ice-free Antarctica?
Yeah.
Remember when that map was put together? In about 1500 based on previous maps.
Oh yeah.
Something happened around 1500, 1600 to
global warming?
to the maps of this country or of this globe, Earth.
And if there was
Planet.
and there is tectonic change. There's been rising level and lowering sea. I mean, we're going to lose a lot of islands as it is now because of global climate
We're
warming.
already losing islands
true.
globally.
It's
yep.
always going to shift.
So there it is again up there. There's another one, and it's called done something right down here that I'll show you here in a little bit. So the island is bigger, circular, blah blah blah.
Does it say how big it is?
No. So, the last documented sighting was by author T.J. Westrup, who claimed to have seen the island with companions before it disappeared. I think this is the guy who took his family back there, to be honest with you. That's the most important part.
This is totally awesome. I love this.
Oh, yeah. I fell in love with it when I first researched it, and then I kind of forgot about it until, later. Now, this is the most important thing. This is crazy. All right, so the event that I'm about to go over is the most famous United Kingdom, England UFO incident. It's called the Roswell of England. And UK history, there are sightings of UFOs. This is I'm going to mess that.
Rendlesham?
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 Yeah, whatever.
Rendlesham Forest.
Somebody's going to comment on this. We all know that.
I think I got it right. Rendlesham.
Okay, I'm going to go with you. Forest and Suffolk. Now, this was a U.S. Air Force base at the time. And Jim Penningston, a sergeant based in the Air Force, came in contact with a triangular spaceship that had landed in the forest. What happened was there was a radar bleep, and there were shining lights in the forest and whatnot. So the NCO in charge said, you and this guy go out there and check this shit out, right? So they go out there. What they found was a 6. I might get this wrong, but we'll come to it here in a second. But I want to show that I've done my research, but I just want off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Like 6 foot by 6 foot triangular spaceship.
6 foot.
So 6 foot by like 6 foot by like 6 foot.
Okay.
And then like 9 foot tall. This doesn't
Like
go
an
into
obelisk, kind of almost.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I said,
Is it kind of like Jonathan Reed's alien obelisk that we?
But vertical though, flipped up on end. It was more pyramid-like.
This would have been. Well, yeah, it kind of would have.
Kind of like in Land of the Lost, right? With the Sleestaks having the
Sleestaks Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell.
or the original, and they have those little
fucking
triangle crystal things they go to. Anyways,
I didn't see that movie, so
What?
I'm out of loop.
Oh, anyway. So
Or the
Jim
teach,
and this other fella come up to contact with us. They also have, I think, Modern Marvels discussed it, and I think they have videos on YouTube that I didn't put in today, but you can go ahead and look at it because I'm going to murder a little bit of this, but just slightly. So he goes up to it. They have hieroglyphics on the spacecraft itself. It's just sitting there, no big deal. So the guy goes up there and he rubs his hands across the hieroglyphs. So they look like Egyptian hieroglyphs, but they're not quite the same.
Sure.
So they're raised. He rubs his hand across there instantly, or not instantly, but while he's rubbing his hands across, he gets like this image, and he gets visions of shit. Right.
this is the Penniston guy, or just
this Penniston feller, and he's with another feller that actually says that
he witnessed.
Witnessed happening. So he says that he got all these images and whatnot, and then the spaceship lifts off and just disappears. Well, he goes home and he can't stop thinking about these ones and zeros. But he didn't want to tell anybody because, of course, military, we don't say shit. I don't fucking know. What the hell do I look like, a genius? Upon touching, he was hit with a massive binary code burned into his mind. Later, there was transport. I don't want to get to that.
No date given, but I was just
I
wondering.
might have the date on my notes here.
Well, it's got to be somewhat recent. I'm just wondering, compared to the advent of computers, I was wondering where
and
it was.
He didn't have it. This is what always pisses me off. He didn't take the code that he wrote down and have it translated anytime soon. It was just kind of like, I'm going to write it down in my notebook. I don't want to tell anybody. He didn't do anything until he was retired.
So when you say code, it's just
ones and zeros, all binary.
Oh my gosh.
That's the.
I just read ahead and I'm like, mind is slowly getting blown here.
All right, so Jim claims to have touched the craft and telepathically received 16 pages of binary code in his mind. He wrote down the code the next day and had it translated decades later. This is a problem. If you don't do it right away, there's always this like, I could write 16 pages of binary in 20 years and make it sound good, right? I mean, we have computer programs that I could write whatever I wanted and turn it into binary. So this
not you, but somebody else.
Well, I have it. You can look it up. You can write whatever you want.
No, can you translate binary?
Yeah, there's a binary translator.
Yeah, you're smarter than me for a second, didn't you? Yeah, he was all like, "Fuck you, I'm smarter." I'm like,
no, there is.
Jesus, Bloody Mary is good. So anyway. So he has 16 pages, but he's in the military, and he doesn't want to go ahead and tell anybody and be, classified loony and go up to that 13th floor. But anyway, so he goes ahead after he gets out. He says, all right, I'm going to have somebody go ahead and translate this. So he sends it to this old guy, this programmer. He starts putting in the ones and zeros. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, binary code, if you know anything about it, is just on and off switches. That's what a 1 and a 0 means, and it gives you singles and blah, blah, blah. It is difficult to write 16 pages of binary, of course, and of course it would also be difficult to say that it means anything, because I've been on that translator, and if I translate, a couple paragraphs or something, it's a lot of binary or what have you. So anyway, he goes ahead and he gets it translated, and the message lists coordinates. Okay, so I'm not going to get the whole thing, am I? Oh no, my notes went to shit. All right. So anyway, He wrote the code down the next day and had it translated a decade later. The code was said to list very specific coordinates of Hy-Brasil and listed the location of where ancient cartographers had mapped it. The message also listed coordinates of other ancient sites around the world, such as the Pyramids of Giza, the Nazca Lines,
Taishanku.
No.
Taishanku in China and the Temple of Apollo and Naxos, Greece.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yep, very
It's
cool.
crazy stuff, right? At the very bottom of the message, coordinates of Hy-Brasil were listed again along the origin. Were listed again along with the origin year of 8100. Now, what they think this is a and this got really deep.
Origin year of
8,100.
So there's time traveling.
Time traveling.
Yeah, because
then
not BC, but 8,100. Wow.
So then, if you start looking into this, there's been a lot of this time traveling, like things coming and saying, giving us messages. Like the Black Knight satellite gave us messages. There's been other messages by other UFOs and incidences where it's always in the future. Like the message comes from the future, and what they're saying now, because I went down the rabbit hole last night. I was drinking.
Hello, mate. How are ya? Not good? Too much drinking. Too much drinking, eh?
Yeah, Ed. Yeah, Ed.
And best time to do it is that
That's why you saw rabbits.
there's parallel universes, right? So every time you change the past, it breaks off to a parallel universe. It's never going to be the same. So if someone came back,
you
know what I'm
do
saying?
tweak with the
different timeline.
So that different timeline, that's like they come back here and tell us certain shit at certain times to see what happens. So you constantly break off, kind of like that effect, Mandela effect.
Yeah.
So that's what's
Little
going
bit,
on,
you're
type
right,
thing,
right.
right?
Yeah, are they doing it to avoid a disaster or to manipulate the future?
Most times, what the messages are, because I've done a little research, is always talking about the advancement of human civilization, and it's always
And the preservation and advancement thereof.
Like a lot of messages are like, do not use nuclear weapons, do not shoot nuclear weapons into space.
That is a huge thing because it disrupts the different dimensions temporarily, right?
Apparently, there's a lot of shit to do with there.
That's why those UFOs kept disabling the nukes.
Back in the 40s
Yeah.
or 30s and 40s here, or even 50s.
I think they're still doing it today.
Well, it wouldn't be a bad thing. We really don't need. But anyway,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Please help us, for God's sake.
There's also, it's always talking about stopping wars. The advancement of humans. Humankind can't really go forward if we're at war with each other. So it's always talking about kind of like bringing this peace together and working towards this, like instead of war, technology, science. The things that make more sense. I mean, we're never really going to advance any further.
yeah,
We keep
I'm
on
down for
killing each
that.
other. I'm all
It's
for it.
counterproductive, right?
Oh yeah, it really is. I mean, if you're trying to kill your best friend, you're not going to make anything beautiful. Whether it's a new strain of cancer-fighting fucking cells or something, right?
Yeah.
So he gets all this, and that's what it says. And I can't find actually what it said, and I'm really upset. Maybe it'll be on the other one.
Let's take a look at that binary. Is it down there?
Yep. So here's the binary.
Well, that's the
Exploration of humanity.
that's the binary translation.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
Exploration of humanity. So here it is, I guess. Continuous.
666 was weird, right? To see that in there.
Yeah,
Being with the
666,
with
and
a
then
biblical.
the year is that's the 8100, right? This is the coordinates given that we're going to show. I'm going to show you here in a second. And it says continuous for planetary advancement, fourth coordinate continuous before, and that kind of got jarbled there. And then of course these are the other coordinates.
Did you? Okay, there's something Belize, Sedona, Arizona. What's in Sedona, Arizona?
That's a hot zone. That's where the
Is
ley
it?
line is.
Yep.
And if you go there, you can feel energy.
Oh,
That's
we
what it
totally need to go
says.
there.
Yeah, I know. That's on my list.
Dude, if this is true, man, words are escaping me, man. I mean, what kind of coincidence would this be?
And not
I
to
would
mention,
love to be there in the fly on that wall and watch this shit unfold.
the other thing about it.
Or is this just some crazy guy on the internet making shit
See,
up?
that's the thing, because I'm the skeptic, right? So you wrote this shit down 20 years ago and then had the binary, right? So anybody could figure out the binary, like I said. But why would he constantly put in the Hy-Brasil island? He puts it in twice. So I'm kind of... Now, this is interesting because this just came out this year, or last year. Interestingly, the RAF Woodbridge, which was the U.S. Air Force base that we were using at the time where the whole thing happened, came back in the news agenda this month. I can't remember what month this is at. But anyway, after Gary Hessline, a former police officer, claimed UFOs visitors to the site interested in a secret stash of nuclear weapons. You might like that one. So this got really interesting. God. All right. So here's Ireland,
Did
right?
you punch in the coordinates for
Yes,
Hy-Brasil?
I did. I
Okay.
did just it for you.
Yeah, just for me. Thanks, Dusty.
So I'm going to show you where the coordinates that they gave us, and then I'm going to show you what I actually found it, or somebody found it, and I'm going to show you that.
I'm digging this. This is good stuff right
So
here.
this is the coordinates that was given, right?
Yeah.
There ain't nothing there. It's bullshit.
Well, according to Google Earth, but
no,
like Google
I
Earth
actually
is
found,
airbrushed.
Yeah,
but here
right.
I found it. This is okay. This is only 627 feet below sea level, and you can't. I wish we could do this better. Can I get rid of that pin now? No, pin, go away. I wonder if I pull it back, you can see it. I'm having problems with this fucking
Can
apple.
you do a street view? Wouldn't that be something?
Would that be like a
Maybe they
boating
forgot-
route view?
Maybe they forgot to.
Let me
Yeah.
see if I can get rid of the pin.
Can you get rid of the pin right quick? Because it might make it a little bit.
They maybe forgot to change that part of it.
I just want that pin away now.
There you go.
There we go. So it's really hard to see, but there are videos on YouTube and pictures everywhere. But this little area here is kind of shaped like a circle, and there's oops, I always go the wrong way. There happens to be that.
That inlet that you're
Yeah.
talking about.
So this is only 627 feet below sea level. Now, back 2,000 years ago,
Well, the sea level is not 620 feet shallower.
no, it's higher. It could have been 2,000 years ago, maybe, or there could have been a catastrophe where the island tectonic shape, something like that, right?
I'd be more after that than sea level changes.
Which
like
is
that.
interesting because this is what they think is where the island once was. Which,
But why the discrepancy with the coordinates?
well, shit happens, and
The roundness of the Earth.
yeah. Oh God, don't start. Don't start.
Well,
And then the other thing is this area right here. This is another island that I can't find. I had it in my notes last night, and my phone's f***ed up and wouldn't save them.
that's not the Dun one, is it?
Yes, the Dun one. Is Dunmar,
Something like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Now this is it's very literally not talked about very often, but it has been found in the same maps that had Hy-Brasil had this island on it too, and it's shaped in this upside down J type of formation. So we literally have two risen areas on this porcupine.
And is this the ocean floor we're kind of
Yes,
looking
this is at the ocean floor right now. And they're about the same area that you'll find them on the ancient maps. So you quite literally have a plateau, and there's more articles on this that I oh my God, I went and read so much the last week
We
or
need
two.
to rent a yacht for like a couple weeks and go out there and just tool around.
And that's the thing I like about this is because they're not very far off, and the thing of it is this island and this island were both found on ancient maps, and both.
The coincidence there is
a little hard.
crazy, right?
It's kind of. I mean, as a skeptic,
And
I want to say
it does look like it's close to some sort of plate tectonic shit going over there on the left.
I'm just wondering how
right?
big it is. Like, if it's not that big, they're not going to care about it.
Is there a scale on there anywhere?
Oh, there is up at the. You got to turn it on the view menu.
Well, I mean, there's Ireland, right? And this is called the Porcupine Peninsula or something.
It looks like land there.
I mean, so it's good size. I mean, it's no shit. So you can almost see it right there, kind of circular with that inlet.
I see it better now that
Yep.
now that I'm.
And this one kind of has that upside down J. These are both found on maps. As a skeptic, I'm even kind of taken back saying, yeah, I mean, maybe something happened. Tectonic plate shifting.
Look at the ancient riverbeds and shit
That's
going
not
on
off
there.
the table at all.
Yep. I mean, because this was once all above water. Like you said, that's ancient
Yeah, it looks like
riverbeds.
exactly like an island.
Yep.
Yeah, or Area 51. The
Now the other
ravines.
thing is a lot of
Great
UFO
interjection.
a lot of UFO believers believe that since the world is composed of 70% water, the best place for anybody to hide would be an island somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic or
It
Pacific.
makes sense that the most advanced beings on the
Yep,
earth.
yeah,
that
USOs
evolved from
underwater,
there.
yep.
I mean, we've only seen 10% of the ocean floor in the first damn place. So who knows what's down there, what's going on? I mean, there could be whole civilizations that are on some island we haven't come across yet, and all that shit when you get into it. So who's to say that these islands weren't once above sea level, or are being shrouded somehow by advanced technology so it looks like they're below sea level, or they rise once every 7 years, or I don't know.
Google Earth just simply blued over the tops of them.
Very true, because I mean, how many times have we gone to Google Earth and tried looking at something and it's been blurred or black?
Yeah.
Russia has a shit ton of it. I used to look at it.
Was
all
there
the time.
anything special about, like, was there anything on them? Like, or is it just,
the advanced civilization,
giant black rabbits,
giant black rabbits, you know, and it's,
advanced technologies.
yeah, advanced technologies, gold and silver. What's interesting, because the domes they talked about that were gold, they looked like the domes are in Tibet that the Buddhist monks use to meditate in, and it says it sends the human body and soul like upwards. So they always talking about like how
Gold is one of the greatest conductors of electricity and energy, right?
yeah, absolutely right. So this was
I'm assuming in their gold domes.
yeah. Well, I mean, 14 karat. We ain't doing 24 karat.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I love
cheap out.
this. I can't go any. I can't. I gotta. I could go on about this for another hour easily, but I really don't want to. But I do implore you to do your own research.
Yeah,
It was a lot
absolutely.
of
Every
fun.
time we don't have, the time we take here, Dusty. There's just not enough time to really dig into these topics, and this is something I'm going to go away and really look into. I would love to hear from the viewers. Their thoughts, especially especially those viewers in the UK and Britain. What have you heard? What have you seen? You got to have an uncle, a grandpa, or something that has some stories. Go down to the docks, ask around, and stuff like that. We'd love to hear
Charter
that
a
stuff.
fucking boat, right?
yeah.
2019. I mean,
Yeah, if you're a charter boat operator and would love to take the cast and crew of Talk is Cheap out for a
The
week
whole
or two,
fucking
please
thing.
drop us a line. We'll stick TC on dishes for you for the week.
he was a cook once. We can have him cook. Yeah.
Yep. And a bartender.
bartender.
Yep.
Get drunk and fed.
Yep.
That's all we
great.
need on a boat.
We'll see all sorts of shit then, won't we?
I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
You got to get
boat
some
with-
hose for that
I was
boat.
just saying, yeah, just
I can take care of that.
I don't mind being single. There's a boat filled with. Never mind. So anyway,
It's international waters. Anything goes, man.
boats and goats. Anyway, so, yeah, do your own. I loved it. Not to mention it involved the UFO incident in a Lost Island, advanced civilization. It's all really
Just
great stuff.
changing maps, and stuff, dude. It had it all, man. It was awesome.
It was
That
really
was a
cool.
good one. Lauren, you
Lauren
said?
Hansen, yes.
Lauren,
Thank you so
awesome,
much.
dude. That was great. That was
So-
an awesome topic.
Yeah, you guys have anything else?
I think that's it.
I'm gonna wrap this up then.
Sounds good.
Awesome. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the K2D4 Network, where we are always having fun diving down the rabbit hole, big black rabbit hole. That doesn't sound right.
Black,
Please edit that
black,
out.
I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be worse. But there's big black rabbits on that.
Somebody should have told Fleetwood Mac.
I wasn't shitting though. When I first read that, I was like 7 foot tall rabbits and a grizzly old man.
I
living in a
can
castle
imagine
together.
the Easter Bunny costumes. Oh, give me a hug,
Scares the shit out of you.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, please edit all that out. Anyway, so I want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope you will join us next week for our next episode and have a wonderful day.